SpeedPlate method is a technique used to install device boxes quickly and accurately during electrical roughing. It involves using a specialized tool, a SpeedPlate, alongside a Winksteel lumber board, or something similar. Framing nails are also required. First step is to cut the Winksteel lumber board to the length of the stud bay where the device box will be installed. Secondly, determine the center lines of the studs in the bay and mark them on the Winksteel board. Thirdly, slide the SpeedPlate onto the Winksteel board, aligning the center of the SpeedPlate with the marked center lines. Fourthly, secure the SpeedPlate by driving 2 framing nails through the holes in the SpeedPlate into the Winksteel board. Fifthly, insert the device box into the SpeedPlate from the front. The SpeedPlate will hold the box in the correct position. Sixthly, drive framing nails through the holes in the SpeedPlate and into the studs on both sides of the box. The SpeedPlate method offers several benefits. Firstly, it is faster. The SpeedPlate method eliminates the need to scribe and mark each box location, saving time. Secondly, it is more accurate. The SpeedPlate ensures that the boxes are installed at the correct height and with the proper spacing. Thirdly, it requires less effort. Holding the device box with a SpeedPlate reduces the weight and effort required to nail it in place. Note that a SpeedPlate tool is not strictly required for this method, but it makes the process much easier and more efficient. If using a SpeedPlate, always follow the manufacturer's instructions for proper installation and use. The key to this method is preparation and accurate measurements. Ensuring the lumber is cut to the precise length of the stud bay and that the center lines are accurately marked is crucial for consistent and professional results. The SpeedPlate itself acts as a guide, holding the device box securely in place while you nail it to the studs. This not only speeds up the process but also reduces the likelihood of errors. It's important to select the right type of framing nails for the job. The length of the nail should be sufficient to securely attach the SpeedPlate and device box to the studs, but not so long that they protrude excessively. Consider using nails with a coated shank for increased holding power. When driving the nails, be sure to use a consistent and even pressure to avoid damaging the SpeedPlate or the device box. If using a nail gun, adjust the depth setting to prevent the nails from being driven too deep. The SpeedPlate method is particularly useful for large-scale electrical roughing projects where consistency and speed are essential. It can significantly reduce the amount of time and effort required to install device boxes, while also ensuring a high level of accuracy. While the SpeedPlate tool is designed to simplify the process, it's important to understand the underlying principles of electrical roughing. This includes understanding the proper spacing and height requirements for device boxes, as well as the relevant electrical codes and regulations. It's also important to use appropriate safety precautions when working with electrical wiring. Always disconnect the power before working on any electrical circuits, and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses. The SpeedPlate method can be adapted to different types of device boxes, including standard single-gang boxes, double-gang boxes, and other specialized boxes. Simply select the appropriate SpeedPlate for the type of box you are using. In addition to its speed and accuracy, the SpeedPlate method also helps to ensure a professional and consistent finish. By using a SpeedPlate, you can avoid the common problem of device boxes being installed at different heights or with inconsistent spacing. This can greatly improve the overall appearance of the electrical installation. When using the SpeedPlate method, it's important to inspect the installation carefully after it is complete. Make sure that the device boxes are securely attached to the studs and that they are properly aligned. Also, check to make sure that the wiring is properly routed and secured. If you are not comfortable performing electrical work, it's always best to hire a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's important to ensure that it is done correctly to prevent electrical shocks, fires, and other hazards. The SpeedPlate method is a valuable tool for electricians and homeowners who want to improve the speed and accuracy of their electrical roughing projects. By following the steps outlined above and using appropriate safety precautions, you can achieve professional results with minimal effort. Remember to consult local electrical codes and regulations before starting any electrical work. Proper planning and preparation are essential for a successful electrical installation. Take the time to carefully plan your project, gather the necessary materials, and familiarize yourself with the SpeedPlate method before you begin. With a little practice, you'll be able to install device boxes quickly, accurately, and safely. The use of a one-axle board is also beneficial in maintaining a consistent plane for the boxes, especially in situations where the studs are not perfectly aligned. This ensures that the finished wool surface will be smooth and even. Furthermore, the SpeedPlate method can be integrated with other rough-in techniques, such as pre-wiring and cable management, to further streamline the electrical installation process. By combining different techniques, you can create a highly efficient and organized workflow. When working with electrical wiring, it's important to use appropriate connectors and fittings. These connectors and fittings are designed to ensure a secure and reliable electrical connection. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing connectors and fittings. It is also important to properly support and protect the electrical wiring. Use cable staples or other approved methods to secure the wiring to the studs or joists. Avoid running the wiring in areas where it could be damaged or exposed to moisture. In addition to the SpeedPlate method, there are other techniques that can be used to speed up the electrical rough-in process. For example, some electricians use prefabricated wiring harnesses to simplify the wiring of multiple devices. These harnesses are designed to be easily installed and connected, saving time and effort. Another technique is to use laser levels to ensure that the device boxes are installed at the correct height and alignment. Laser levels can provide a high level of accuracy, especially when working on large projects. When planning an electrical rough-in project, it's important to consider the future needs of the homeowner. Think about the placement of outlets, switches, and other devices to ensure that they will be conveniently located and provide adequate power for future appliances and equipment. It's also a good idea to install extra wiring or conduit for future expansion. This will make it easier to add new circuits or devices without having to tear into the walls. Before starting an electrical rough-in project, it's important to obtain the necessary permits from your local building department. Permits are required to ensure that the electrical work is done in accordance with local codes and regulations. The building department may also require an inspection of the electrical work after it is complete. In summary, the SpeedPlate method is a valuable technique for speeding up and improving the accuracy of electrical rough-in projects. By using a SpeedPlate and following the steps outlined above, you can achieve professional results with minimal effort. Remember to use appropriate safety precautions and consult local electrical codes and regulations before starting any electrical work. Consistent execution of the SpeedPlate method contributes to a standardized and professional electrical installation. By consistently applying the technique, electricians can ensure that device boxes are uniformly positioned and aligned, leading to a more aesthetically pleasing and functional outcome. This consistency is particularly important in new construction projects where multiple electricians may be involved in the rough-in process. The SpeedPlate method promotes collaboration and ensures that everyone is working towards the same standard. Furthermore, the SpeedPlate method can be used in conjunction with other time-saving strategies, such as pre-planning the layout of electrical circuits and pre-cutting wiring to the appropriate lengths. By combining these techniques, electricians can significantly reduce the overall time required to complete an electrical rough-in project. In addition to its benefits for new construction, the SpeedPlate method can also be useful for renovation projects. When retrofitting electrical wiring in existing homes, the SpeedPlate method can help to ensure that new device boxes are installed in a consistent and professional manner. This is particularly important when replacing old or damaged wiring. The SpeedPlate method also promotes safety by reducing the risk of errors and accidents. By using a SpeedPlate, electricians can avoid the common problem of misaligned or improperly installed device boxes, which can lead to electrical hazards. The SpeedPlate method also helps to ensure that wiring is properly supported and protected, reducing the risk of damage or injury. When selecting a SpeedPlate, it's important to choose a model that is compatible with the type of device boxes that you will be using. There are different speed plates available for different sizes and shapes of device boxes. It's also important to choose a speed plate that is made from durable materials such as high-impact plastic or metal. The speed plate should be able to withstand the rigors of daily use without breaking or bending. In addition to the speed plate itself, it's also important to have the right tools for the job. This includes a good quality hammer or nail gun, a level, a measuring tape, and a wire stripper. Having the right tools will make the job easier and safer. When working with electrical wiring, it's always a good idea to wear safety glasses and gloves. Safety glasses will protect your eyes from flying debris, and gloves will protect your hands from electrical shock. It's also important to keep your work area clean and organized. A clean and organized work area will help to prevent accidents and make it easier to find the tools and materials that you need. Before starting any electrical work, it's important to disconnect the power to the circuit that you will be working on. This can be done by turning off the circuit breaker or removing the fuse that protects the circuit. It's also a good idea to test the circuit with a voltage tester to make sure that it is de-energized. Never work on electrical wiring while the power is turned on. When connecting wires, it's important to use the correct type of wire connectors. There are different types of wire connectors available for different applications. It's important to choose a connector that is rated for the voltage and amperage of the circuit that you will be working on. It's also important to make sure that the wires are properly stripped and inserted into the connector. When installing device boxes, it's important to make sure that they are properly grounded. Grounding is a safety measure that helps to protect against electrical shock. Device boxes should be grounded by connecting them to the grounding wire in the electrical circuit. The grounding wire is typically a bare copper wire or a green insulated wire. When installing switches and outlets, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions. Switches and outlets should be connected to the wiring in a safe and secure manner. It's also important to make sure that the switches and outlets are properly aligned and secured to the device boxes. After completing the electrical work, it's important to test the circuit to make sure that it is working properly. This can be done by turning on the circuit breaker or replacing the fuse and then testing the switches and outlets with a voltage tester. If the circuit is not working properly, it's important to troubleshoot the problem and make the necessary repairs. If you are not comfortable performing electrical work, it's always best to hire a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's important to ensure that it is done correctly to prevent electrical shocks, fires, and other hazards. The SpeedPlate method is a valuable tool for electricians and homeowners who want to improve the speed and accuracy of their electrical roughing projects. By following the steps outlined above and using appropriate safety precautions, you can achieve professional results with minimal effort.